Legit hustle. Legit hustle. Go get him, Uncle Mike.
Yeah, it's like take number 4 and shit like
Go get him, Uncle Mike.
Man, I'm just finna spit this shit. Try to keep in mind where I'm supposed to stop. It's gonna come out how it come out, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Ever move such a pace, you change your time, space, and place. Disappear without a trace, reappear to show your face. Only time to time, cause the bottom line, you only got the time to make. Foot on the gas, don't touch the brake. Fuck if I crash, state to state. Most times lessons, that's your grace. Lots at stake, watch for mistakes. Treat obstacles like they steak. Heavyweight, then clean your plate. Even if you ate already, grown man shit gets heavy. War in the streets is really up, so lock and load and aim steady. You a hustler, time to prove it. You a gangster, who you move with. Better keep an extra toolkit. Pray to God to never use it. Just a clue for all the clues. Playing dumb, but don't be stupid. Like Steph Curry off the dribble. I don't even gotta look when I shoot it. This a warning for the busters and an anthem for the hustlers. Next time you fold your bundles, just remember, hustle told you. Keep your drip right, yeah, that's Nova. Keep your coat as cold, that's polar. Put that hustle over your shoulder. Carry that bitch till it's over. Yeah, it's legit hustle, man. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers only. If you out here grinding, pushing, getting it on your own, trying to build something for yourself and your family, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So what you took an L? Everybody fall down sometimes, man. Get up, shake that shit off. Keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If he gave up, it wasn't me, not in a hustler's pedigree. I knew the path that I had chosen wasn't free, nor should it be. A real leader's gonna stand up, give his friends a helping hand up. If he get one, then he got one. From the Lambo to the Phantom, only if it's just legit. All 366, he only swing for the fence. Legit hustlers never miss. Belt the ass, I got a list. Rub me wrong, you get your itch. Pop out, I hope you got a wish. Like a genie in this bitch. Hustlers and suck, never mix. Real is real, so don't forget. That is that and this is this. On the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? You dig? Yeah. That is that and this is this. On the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? Yeah, like I said, man, this is legit hustle. Tales of a Hustler 3. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers, man. The go-getters. You know, people out there getting on their own. Yeah. If that's you, welcome. Tales of a Hustler 3. Here's your homie, legit hustle. Yeah, man. Speaking for the hustlers, man. No matter where you came from, we be from the streets, we be Ivy League. You be a stockbroker, man. You can be just a regular dude, man, selling fruit on the corner. I don't care, man. If you a hustler, you know you a hustler. It's in you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. Yeah. Yo, what's up? Greetings, everybody. This is Mike, aka Mr. Legit Hustle. Y'all know me, your homie, your brother from another mother. First and foremost, thank you for checking me out, for being here rocking with me. Could have been anywhere else on the internet, on YouTube, but you're here watching my content, so I just want to thank you. I also want to ask you something. Do you have a dream or goal that you feel driven to pursue? Or maybe you're like me and you're already deep in the pursuit of your dream or whatever that goal is, and you like a little motivation and direction in overcoming the challenges that you face. You know, sometimes we doubt ourselves. Sometimes we get afraid of failing. Or maybe you just need some inspiration from time to time. Well, I want to encourage you to never allow yourself to fall victim to discouragement. When you choose to pursue a goal or a dream in your life, know that you're gonna get met with opposition and challenges. It just comes with the territory. But there's too much at stake for you to quit. And if you're like me, then you've come too far and through too much to ever give up on that dream or that goal. So I want to invite you to grab one or two or all of my legit motivation presentations. You can watch the videos on my Legit Motivation podcast on my YouTube channel. And if you see one that you like, you can download the actual slide presentation that I developed and used in that video. That way, you can review the information in depth at your own pace. Now, each slide presentation is packed with factual, reputable, and verifiable information from reliable sources, as well as the game I've learned in 46 years on this realm. So head over to my Legit Motivation podcast on YouTube or go to 𝐬𝐿GHT&x. Presentations are free, but if you'd like to support the channel, then you can donate there as well. Whether you do or don't, the presentations are yours to keep. Plus, you'll get a special bonus offer on all of my products and services when you download your first presentation. So head over to 𝐬𝐿GHT&x or look for the link in the comment section of the video that you like. Alright, again, thank you for rocking with me. Enjoy the rest of the show. Peace. Yo, what's up everybody? It's your homie, the one and only, Mr. Legit Hustle. Back with you one more time. It's 2026, new year, new things going on. I want to take a time out to hope everyone had a safe and prosperous end to last year. And I also want to take a time to hope that everyone will have a prosperous and equally as productive 2026. So welcome everybody to Legit Hustle. And this is, of course, Legit Motivation. Today, we're going to be talking about comfort zones and how comfort zones can work against us. In fact, how comfort zones are oftentimes a major factor in our feeling stagnant or our life lacking excitement or pizzazz or whatever you want to call it. You know, a lot of times it's due to having grown comfortable with where we are. So today we're going to talk about pushing through our comfort zones. And as always, as you guys know, you can always get a copy of these presentations from LegitHustle.com. So if you like this presentation, please feel free to head over to LegitHustle.com. And by the end of today, this presentation will also be available for you to access for your own review, study. If you want to look up any of the references or resources that are included in the presentation, it's yours for free. So be sure to grab one of those, all right? So we're going to get started. We're going to talk about pushing through our comfort zones, right? So we have to first realize that growth doesn't happen where you feel safe. It happens when you step beyond what's familiar and thus what's comfortable. So if you feel like you're stuck at a particular place in life, right? If you are ambitious and you got drive and you got goals and you got things that you want to do, but it just seems like you're not making any progress. You're stuck. Life has gotten boring, repetitive. It's probably not because you're not capable of doing that thing. Maybe, actually, it's just time for you to grow, right? But let's first start looking at why.
we tend to feel this way. And some of the traits, emotions, feelings, circumstances that we can look at to determine if we feel stuck. Is it a matter of us being comfortable, or is it something else? All right. So when life feels stuck, we oftentimes feel immobile, right? We want to move forward. We want to progress in our career. We want to grow our business. We want to just progress in life, period. We want to be a better parent, a better mate, a better friend, a better coworker, whatever it is, the objective, right? But we just feel like we just stuck in place. We're not going anywhere. And then life starts to lose the excitement, the spark that we tend to feel when we have new and exciting things going on in our life. It's gone. Our days just seem to run together without any real purpose or without any real passion that's propelling us forward. And because of those things, we don't have any momentum, right? But contrary to popular belief, these feelings aren't signs of failure. They're signs that you need to change something. But what is the question? Comfort is like an invisible cage, right? When you're in a comfort zone, you're safe, but you're limited, right? The graphic on the screen is a bird sitting on top of a cage, looking out of the open window. Now, this bird has all the opportunity to fly through that window and go live the life that that bird is supposed to live. But what happens when an individual or a living thing like a bird gets so used to living inside that cage? That cage doesn't feel like a limit anymore. It feels safe, right? So imagine that bird sitting on top of that cage. That bird knows that outside of that cage are cats. It's got to, get its own food. There's not going to be anybody come to feed it. And a lot of that is unknown because that bird has spent all that time, its whole life probably, in that cage. And that's how comfort zones do us as individuals. They're limiting, but they feel so safe, right? Doing what we did yesterday, doing it the way we did yesterday, last month, last year, it's predictable. And for that reason, it feels safe. But when you reach a point that safety, that comfort zone becomes a limit, then it is time to change something, right? So we need to kind of change our mindset about things, right? Instead of looking at the discomfort as a sign of failure, instead, we need to look at that feeling of discomfort as a warning, as a signal, right? As the quote says, if something feels uncomfortable, it may not mean you're failing. It may mean you're expanding, right? And I've got some personal stories that I'm going to share on this topic on my own path to growth and development. I'd like to take a second to give a special shout out to my brother, Smoke Signal, in the building. What's going on, Smoke? Good to see you, my brother. But yes, discomfort is not a sign of failure. Discomfort is oftentimes a signal that it's time to progress, to grow, to move forward, right? When we look at nature, discomfort in nature is a sign of growth. We'll look at a snake, for example. Now, anybody who knows me in real life knows that I love snakes. right? I've had several snakes over the years. I started off with a ball python back in the day when I was a teenager. I've had a couple of Colombian red-tailed boas. I've had a Argentine rainbow boa. I've had several snakes over the years, so I'm very familiar with this. So a lot of times in my presentations, when it comes to growth and discomfort, I refer to the things in nature that I have personal experience with. And snakes is one of them. If you've ever had a snake or ever know anyone that has kept snakes, you'll know one thing for certain. If you get bit by a snake, it's probably when it's close to shedding time, because during that time, the snake is highly uncomfortable. Its skin is getting tight. It has a scale that's covering its eye that gets very cloudy. It's hard for the animal to see, right? So its senses are a little muted. And this is normally a time that if you keep snakes, if you get bit, it's probably during this time because the snake is uncomfortable. It's irritable. Its skin has gotten too tight, too small to accommodate the growth of the animal underneath that skin. But this is unavoidable, right? Because if that snake doesn't shed that skin, it is literally going to be unable to continue growing. And the same is for us, right? We reach places and points and crossroads in our life where sometimes we have to look at the things that we may do, our habits, our beliefs, our environments, our friends, our own self-identity has to evolve or sometimes be completely shed, thrown away, so that we can embrace the newer version of ourselves, the newer habits that we need, the newer beliefs, the newer environments, the newer circle of friends, right? But if you try to hold on to what you're comfortable with, what's familiar to you, you literally will make your growth impossible, right? So this isn't necessarily a problem if you look at it properly. That discomfort is often a signal, shout smoke signal, that it's time to grow, right? We'll look at another animal from nature, fish. Did you know that there are certain fish species that you may keep in an aquarium whose size is literally determined by the size of the tank that they're kept in? And so I want to share a real story and the reason why I included this in this presentation. Several years ago, I was working for myself in a business, and it was my wife at the time. Her auntie gave me some advice. I was having some conflict with some of the people that I worked with in that environment, right? Because even though I worked for myself, I rented a space, an environment where there were multiple people who were independent contractors also renting a space in a salon, barbershop type environment. And I started to have these conflicts. And it was my wife's auntie who pointed out to me that it wasn't a sign that I was failing, because I was starting to look at this as if I was somehow inefficient, as if I was somehow not capable, right? And it was her who reminded me that I was in fact capable. I was much more capable than I thought, but that it wasn't actually my ability that was leading to the conflict. It was simply I had outgrown my fish tank. I had outgrown that environment. And once that clicked in my mind, the things that were bothering me about the environment stopped bothering me, because I realized this is actually a good sign. Am I saying that I was being messy or that I was enjoying conflict? No. But my change in perspective helped me to deal with and address the situation much more properly than had I stayed in my feelings, right? So I included this example in this presentation because I have literally experienced these exact things in my life and business for myself. This fish tank effect, right? It happens in our work environment. Sometimes it happens with our circle of friends, our social life, and even regrettably, this happens inside of relationships, marriages, and family dynamics, right? We outgrow things. And if you try to keep that fish like a goldfish in that small tank, their growth is permanently stunted. Whereas if you take that same goldfish and put it into a much bigger space, say a koi pond instead of a 10-gallon tank, then you end up with a huge goldfish that looks more like a bass or a carp than the little goldfish that we tend to associate with being tank fish, right? So in nature, we see literal examples of how remaining comfortable and restricting the environment we're able to operate in literally will stunt the growth of various animals. And it's not any different with us. So sometimes, as I often say on my channel, we have to do a self-analysis, especially if you're a hustler. If you're somebody that works for themselves, if you're somebody who is an entrepreneur, has a business you're trying to start, launch, grow, develop, whatever the case may be, you have to give yourself these small personal checkups from time to time, right? So this is one of those checkups. Ask yourself, is your current environment, your friends, your job, your day-to-day routine, is it supporting growth or is it limiting it? Are you comfortable in that environment because it's enough space for you to grow and move around? Or are you comfortable in that environment? Maybe because you fear stepping into the unknown space, the larger pond, if you will, shedding that old skin and becoming that new person, right? So give yourself that checkup. Ask yourself about your environment, your friends. Make sure that you're not falling into the trap of being comfortable. Because what happens when we stay comfortable? We started out talking about immobility and feeling trapped. Well, when we get comfortable, there is no upward mobility in our life, right? Our career plateaus, our business gets stagnant, our relationships get stale, our personal development stops moving forward, and we stay stuck at the same level, literally, year after year, right? We also start to feel trapped by our own circumstances. It gets hard to see forward. Well, how do I move beyond this thing, right? That same feeling of comfort that may feel so good and so safe to us has become the trap, like the bird sitting on top of the cage at the beginning of the presentation. A lot of times people start to blame external factors. Oh, it's the economy. Oh, it's my boss. Oh, it's my background. It's because I came from here, or I don't have this education, or I just keep having bad luck. When in actuality, the truth may be that that person has unconsciously chosen comfort over growth, right? Then life feels boring. What do people do when their life gets boring? One of the most negative and self-destructive things that people do when their life gets boring, people start engaging in riskier behavior. They may become promiscuous sexually. They might start cheating on their mate. They might start stealing. They might start doing all type of things just to bring some excitement into their life because it feels boring. They don't have a meaningful challenge. There's nothing sparking in their life. The days just seem, you ever seen that movie Groundhog Day? Where I think it was Bill Murray, where he kept waking up having the same day over and over and over again. That becomes our life. And it sucks. It becomes unenjoyable. Well, if you're experiencing any of these things, is it because you've gotten comfortable? It could be that you just got comfortable, right? So in order to overcome that, there are some hard truths that we must face. One of them is that purpose is forged. Purpose comes forth from challenge. When we have a life without challenge, then we have a life without purpose, right? We lack meaning. We lack excitement. And a lot of times we may not realize it's because we don't have anything challenging us in our life. You strip away the challenges of life. You strip away the obstacles. You strip away all the things that are trying to prevent you, that are trying to prevent me from reaching wherever you're trying to get to. You strip all those challenges away. And believe it or not, your life is going to be hella boring. It's not going to get more exciting. The meaning that comes from pushing against the resistance that we face isn't there. Therefore, the purpose that we need to propel us forward, to keep us moving forward, when we may not be having the most success, we may not feel like the best version of ourselves, but our purpose is what keeps us moving forward. But if it's so easy, we don't face any challenges in it, we don't face any obstacles, then it has no meaning, right? So in order to prevent comfort from sabotaging our lives, we have to accept that challenge is for our own good. You need those challenges. You need those obstacles because that's what keeps you from becoming comfortable, right? So we've talked about the problem. We've talked about the symptoms. We've talked about the feelings. We've talked about how to identify whether or not we're becoming comfortable. So let's talk about actual solutions. Y'all know how I do at Legit Hustle. If you're not familiar with my content, I don't like to do a whole lot of fluff, just talking about something. I try to make sure I always give my viewers, my channel, anyone who engages with my content, I try to give you actionable, real life things that you can do that will help you. And because I developed these presentations from scratch, I try to incorporate things that I have personally experienced, that I have personally grown from, because I think that allows me to speak from a place of authenticity, to be absolutely honest with my viewers, you know what I'm saying, and keep it 100. And that's what I try to do at Legit Hustle. But right now, I want to take just a second before we get into solutions. I want to take a second to remind you guys of a couple things. Once again, if you like this presentation, please feel free to check out 𝐿GHHustle.com. You can get a version of this presentation as well as the other presentations that you see on my channel from Legit Motivation, the SMB podcast, and Street Money TV. So Legit Motivation is more for just anybody who's looking for some motivation or some inspiration in their day-to-day life, right? The SMB podcast stands for small to medium businesses. So the SMB podcast information is typically more geared toward business owners and entrepreneurs. But if you are someone who's looking to get into business for yourself or just get started working for yourself, it's still very valuable information for you too, even though it may be a little more advanced than where you may currently be at, right? Oh, and also the Street Money series. So you can get all of those presentations at the LegitHustle.com website. I also want to remind you guys, I know I've been teasing about it for a while, that I was going to be starting back my my workshops and my online events. So those are returning starting this month. I have one scheduled on the 14th and another on the 28th of this month. And if you need to get some of those ideas, you can feel free to visit events.mayasolutions.net. The link is in the video description and on my page. And you can RSVP and find out how to attend any of those online events that I have. And those, again, are geared toward small business owners and entrepreneurs, people who are already in business for themselves. But if you're somebody just looking to get started or looking for some ways that you can get started working for yourself, then I'm not going to not allow you to attend for that. So you can feel free to pull up on us and kick it with us at one of those events as well. All right. All right, enough of the promotional shit. Let's get back to what we talking about, man. We talking about solutions for growing through our comfort zones. So the first solution that I personally have found to be extremely valuable in continuing to grow, continuing to not stay stuck, is what I feed my mind, by being intentional and being very selective about what I feed my mind. Right? Because what we feed our mind is going to determine what path our life takes. Right? New ideas. The information that we're taking in, is it gossipy? Is it trash? Right? How many different perspectives are we engaging in? Or does all the content, does all the information that we take in simply reflect our existing perspective, our existing worldview? How oftentimes do we read or watch or engage with content that stretches our personal inner, under, and overstanding of whatever it is we're facing in life? Right? What you feed your mind is going to determine the path that your life proceeds down. So what are some things that we can do? Read. You know, with all the content that we have available at our disposal, videos, social media posts, that type of content, it can be really addictive. And I have to remind myself sometimes to disengage and unplug from all these things. So what I started doing was I started back buying physical copies of books just to have something around to physically read sometimes, right? I also try to make sure that I subscribe to some of the channels on YouTube or on social media of the companies, the entrepreneurs, the people, the content creators who not only provide thorough, actual, factual information, but they also challenge me. They challenge me to step beyond, to grow beyond what I think or thought I knew. Right? Being more selective in what we listen to, what type of music we listen to, what type of podcasts we listen to, what type of friends we listen to, what type of advice we accept from people. right? Be extremely careful and on guard about what you feed your mind, because that is the foundation of everything that comes after that, right? Also, change the question that you ask yourself in your mind. Now, it says limiting question, even though it's not a question, it's more of a statement. But a lot of times when we get ready to face something new, or we get ready to step into an avenue in our life that is new, that's unfamiliar to us, a lot of times our minds will ask us, can I do this? Am I sure I can do this? And just from implication alone, you can see how that will cause a person to even very quietly doubt themselves inside. The reason being, questions like that shut your mind down. It closes the doors before you even try to open them. And then you get caught in a self-fulfilling prophecy because you told yourself you couldn't do it. You doubted yourself so much and you believed those doubts to the point that you made it a self-fulfilling prophecy. Versus asking yourself an empowering question. Not, can I do this? How can I do this? Man, that house I really want to buy my family, it cost $3 million. Not, am I sure I can do that? The better question is, the empowering question is, how can I do that? How can I afford that house? Right? When you ask yourself empowering questions, it opens doors. It opens possibility. It causes you to use your creativity. It forces you to have to come up with a strategy versus shutting it down because you told yourself or you questioned yourself whether you could. Your mind automatically starts to work on the solution simply because we change the question that we ask ourselves in response to new situations, new opportunities, whether they're comfortable or not. Does that make sense? We've had conversations on Legit Motivation about inner dialogue, self-talk. That inner dialogue is what shapes our external reality. If we change that inner dialogue, we literally change what we are capable of in reality. We must first conquer the inner world, and then we can conquer the outer world, right? So change the question that you ask yourself. Don't ask yourself limiting questions. Ask yourself empowering questions when it comes to decisions, when it comes to growth, when it comes to phases in your life. Make sure the question that your inner dialogue or the conversation that your inner dialogue is having with you is empowering, right? Not false bravado, not pride, not hyping you up, not a whole bunch of I'm great, I'm good, I'm this. No, how do I do this? How do I accomplish that? And that is what will open the door to new possibilities and growth, which is what this topic is about, not being stagnant. Also, learn to seek discomfort, right? If you've ever been really heavy into working out, if you've ever been someone who was really into going to the gym and exercising, even if you're not a quote unquote bodybuilder, you've experienced this. You learn to appreciate the ache, the soreness, the burning sensation in your muscles because you learn to associate that feeling with progress, not damage. You start to equate that discomfort, that pain, with growth, with your muscles getting bigger. You're getting stronger, right? So when you apply that same mindset to your actual day-to-day life, seeking out discomfort will force you and challenge you to expand in ways that if you don't seek out the discomfort, those doors will never open. those opportunities never present themselves, right? Your management gives someone an opportunity to do a presentation at the next meeting, the sales meeting, or whatever the case may be. Maybe to lead the way on a certain class or workshop or a campaign, a sales campaign, whatever the case may be. If you constantly look for discomfort and you seek discomfort, then you won't let the challenge of doing something new. You won't let the nervousness of getting up in front of everybody speaking stop you. You're going to do it anyway because your mind is operating like a bodybuilder. It's seeking the discomfort because your mind has learned that through that discomfort, I actually get to grow. I get to expand. I get to do new things and try new things and figure out new ways of doing things, right? So a very simple solution is to just seek out discomfort. Don't allow ourselves to get comfortable. Do one uncomfortable thing a day. It isn't about doing the big things every day. You don't have to get up tomorrow and try to do something totally new, revolutionary, unthought of, right? What you actually want to do is just do one uncomfortable thing. It could be small. It could be speaking up at the next sales meeting. It could be choosing to speak up and share your input in the next group discussion, on the next podcast, on the next live stream. It could be something small, just like speaking up more. Or it could be something totally big that requires you to take more of a risk, right? But challenge yourself every day to do one thing uncomfortable, something new, so that discomfort, that state of discomfort, becomes a daily habit, your actual daily practice, right? So wherever you are right now, ask yourself, have you outgrown your current environment? In what ways have you outgrown your current environment? What things are you trying to hold on into your life that they don't even really fit you no more? Sometimes as we mature, especially as men, we have to change the way that we present ourselves to the rest of the world. We start to value dressing differently, dressing more presentable, right? But you'll limit yourself where you can go and where you can grow to if you don't make those kind of self-adjustments. So what things are in your life might you be holding on to that just don't work no more because you're outgrowing that person, you're outgrowing that place? What discomfort are you avoiding? Is there a conversation, a decision, an action that you keep putting off because it seems hard, it seems confusing, or it just makes you nervous? Well, that's probably the very thing that you should, in actuality, be pursuing, right? I hope my mic is loud enough. It looks like it might be a low, but I hope it's loud enough for everybody. But these are the type of questions that, again, we must ask ourselves. This is how we perform a self-analysis, a checkup, to make sure that we're moving like we're supposed to be moving. And this is legit hustle. Y'all know how I do. It's for the hustlers, entrepreneurs, business owners, specifically, but also for anybody who has something that they're trying to achieve in their life. Give yourself a checkup and start with where you are right now. Don't measure yourself against where you want to be. First, you got to analyze where you are right now and where you can start at right now, today. And ask yourself, what would that demand of you right now? What's required? If you are really committed to get into that next level, to get into that next stage in your life, in your development, what does that require? Does it require some knowledge that you don't have right now? Does it require contacts and business associations that maybe you don't have right now? All right. Again, just a basic self-analysis of where you are right now today. So this journey isn't about linear movement. It isn't about necessarily going from step 1 to step 2, right? We may be at any step in this phase and realize that we need to move to another phase of the journey, right? We may be in a comfort zone, but we may need to focus on growing internally more, growing as a person, as a man, as a woman, as a student, as an employee, as a boss, whatever. And that leads to the discomfort. So it's not necessarily 1, 2, 3. It could be 1, 3, 2, 4. The key is to identify where you are in that transformation and then do something about getting to another phase of that transformation, right? So you have the comfort zone where things are safe and familiar. No growth is happening. And that's where you are. If that's where you are right now, then that means you need to recognize that something needs to change. But maybe you're already in a state of discomfort. You're facing challenges and uncertainty. Then you have to realize that this is where the magic happens. This is where people who don't succeed turn around and give up. And all you have to do to not be one of those people is don't turn back. Move through, grow through that discomfort. You might be at stage 3 where you've already gone through the discomfort and you're experiencing the joy and the challenges that come with growth and expanding. Having to come up with new routines, new ways to do things, new places to go, new friends to make, new hands to shake, new babies to kiss. Y'all know, new networks to build. Or you may have already gone through that and you're learning how to make those new things that you learn, those new habits, those new relationships, how to make them your new normal, right? How do you incorporate these new habits into your day-to-day routine? How do you nurture those new relationships? So the key isn't necessarily to go from 1, 2, 3 to 4. The key is to identify where you currently are and where you need to be headed in order to keep moving forward. That makes sense? I hope everybody enjoying this. If you're watching this, whether you're watching it live or you catch it on a replay, I hope you're getting some from this. I try to always make sure that my presentations deliver real value. No sales pitches, nothing like that. I try to make sure that if you invest some time chilling with me on my channel, that you're going to actually get something that's worth the time that you invest here with me, right? So what that growth looks like in action: career growth, physical growth, relationship growth, mental growth, whatever it is, whatever the comfort zone is that we're seeking to get out of, to get uncomfortable about, these are the results. Whether it be discomfort in your career, discomfort in your physical appearance, discomfort in your relationship status, or the state of your relationship with someone, or just your own mentality. How do you face things? How do you interpret things, right? This is what real growth looks like. So the main thing I want you to take away from this is that comfort keeps you safe, but discomfort is what makes you powerful, right? The discomfort that you're avoiding right now is probably the very doorway, the very thing that you need to open up so that you can move forward into the life that you've been struggling to build for yourself, for your family. The inheritance you're trying to build for your children, for your progeny, right? People who achieve extraordinary things in life have all walked through that door. And that's the door of comfort and having to learn to be uncomfortable. They all felt the same fear as you. They all felt the same uncertainty as you. The difference is those who achieved it, they walked through that door anyway. So that means you have the same exact opportunity. That means you have the same exact ability to achieve whatever that thing may be, but you got to walk through the door. You can't let the fear stop you. You can't let the uncertainty stop you. You can't let the, oh, this is new and I'm not sure how I'm supposed. You can't let any of that stop you. Comfort is the trap. Discomfort is the doorway. And it's simply a matter of choice. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to be comfortable, or are you going to choose to be uncomfortable and find your doorway to the extraordinary thing? So this is pretty much the end of the presentation. I think it's a couple more cards left, like some references and whatnot. Again, I want to invite everyone that if you're not already subscribed to Legit Hustle, like, share, subscribe. This is how we put it down on Legit Motivation. I'm just now getting back to my regular routine, so I'll probably be back going live about 2 times a week. So definitely subscribe and keep up with the channel, man. Also, if any of you guys are interested in any of the presentations that you see me do on any of my shows, whether it's Legit Motivation, SMB Podcast, or Street Money TV, all my presentations, just like this one, are available for you for free at _𝐿GH&x. Just simply go there and you can grab this. And like I said, any other presentations that you see me go through on my channel. Right now, I'm in the process of reconfiguring some things, but the site will be back up by the end of the day. So y'all can hit legithustle.com. That's legit-hustle.com. And yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for being here. Also the workshops. Don't forget that I will be back holding my online events, my free workshops. I have one scheduled for the 14th of this month and another for the 28th of this month. So if you're interested in those, you can just go to events.mayasolutions.net or click the link in my description or on my YouTube channel, and you can see what events I got coming up. And you can also RSVP to attend. For now, all the events that I'm doing are going to be free. That'll change again in the future. But right now, everything I'm doing is for free because I got to rebuild some parts of my business. So if you want to attend any of those events, check out events.mayasolutions.net. Get RSVP, and I'll see you in the building. But right now, man, I thank everybody for tuning in, for kicking it with me. I appreciate you, man. I don't care if you was here for 30 seconds or 30 minutes. I appreciate everybody who puts eyes on any of my content. As y'all know, I'm not really big on content creation because I primarily am busy running my business. As soon as I finish this, I got to get back to some programming and some development I'm doing on an app of mine. So that's primarily what I be doing. And I'm trying to get back regular, especially for 2026, like really take my content creation a little more serious. And, so I'll be doing this Legit Motivation a couple times a week. And I got a collaboration with one of my homies coming up. I ain't gonna say no names. Hopefully he watching somewhere. So y'all stay tuned to the channel. We'll be collaborating with some other content creators here in the future. So yeah, man, come rock out with Legit Hustle. I appreciate you being in the building. And with that said, we're gonna close it out, but y'all know how I do. I like to rock out to my own music sometimes. Y'all know I'm not really no rapper. I just love rap and hip hop. So I do a little something from time to time. So we're gonna end this one and close it out with a couple songs. And first, we're gonna go and rock out to On Your Own. Rest in peace to everybody that we lost 2025 and preceding years. Rest in peace to my little brother Darius, Javon Sanders, and any of your loved ones as well. And with that, man, y'all know my motto: hustle smarter, bro. Let's get it. I've worked too hard to stop now. But it seems like every time I turn around, it's somebody hating. I need to ride. Yo, yeah.
Rest in peace, nigga.
Yo, man, this one goes out to everybody out there getting it on it.
And every other
You know what I'm
soul.
saying? However you getting paid, however you paying your bills, hopefully it's legit. You know what I'm saying? But even if it ain't, do the best you can, you know what I'm saying? And get it on your own. Yeah, West Coast, slow motion. Waking up the morning views of the ocean, freshen up your swag, roll up your neck back, 40 on your hip, dip to the west side. Between the trees and the breeze is where you reside. You let the 6-4 dip slow, side to side. The good life, no longer stressing on that hood stripe. Your kids best, you can't fetch, they doing all right. On top of that, today you rhyme with your lady. Yep, that's your baby, play with her, they must be crazy. Had the hood going crazy when them shop doors open. Time cuts in the city, that's what you been promoting. Because it's clear to see that every real G is positively positive to their community. Productivity, that's the slogan. Pushing back on the force is trying to stop us growing. They can't hold it back. When the door of opportunity opens up for you like a Cadillac, you ain't having that. You came too far to try and travel back. And plus that's way too whack. So when the plans stay rolling and the dope keep folding while your life unfolding, then you blast on. Never mind the haters can't make or break you. Where will hustle take you when your faith don't forsake you? Yeah, it feels good when you getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you're walking on your own and turn BS to bread when life ends you stones. It feels good when you getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you walking on your own and turn BS to bread when life ends you stones. But don't expect it to be easy breezy. Size being cheesy, it's slightly greasy like an Eskimo. Trying to sell your bro that don't love the pole. His ass still ain't free. The truth is you take the good with the bad. If it's worth it, then on purpose, it ain't easy to be had. But don't let it stop you, cause unless they pop you, then you gotta know the wind's already in the bag. It takes thick skin to walk amongst men that don't comprehend the grind that you're living in. Unfortunately, it usually proves to be negativity from friends and your family. But when you focus, you can't get caught slipping. You cool ranch while you dipping. Fly with eagles, not chickens, and you bound to see between you and me that there's no enemies. And yes, success is proof. Me, I'm still noodle flowing in the booth. If you need more proof, go and check me mirror, cause it couldn't be clearer that you're bound for the top. So stay on your grind and don't you dare ever stop it. When the roadblocks act like mad cops, it only means you're just a mirror, homie, just watch. Ain't no need to be silent when you're made of iron. And for winners like you, there's no such thing as trying. It feels good when you're getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you're walking on your own and turn BS to bread when life gives you stones. It feels good when you getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you're walking on your own and turn BS to bread when life gives you stones. And there you have it. You know what I'm saying? This goes out to everybody out there getting it on their own. Like I said, you over there, feel me? The fade, all the barbershops, hair salons, nail salons, massage parlors, dentist office, you feel me? Soul food, restaurants, whatever you do, man. You work for yourself, it's your anthem right here, man. It's my salute to you. Get it on your own. And if you employ other people, you're a real life hero. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Yeah. Keep getting it on your own.
Omni.
Truth be told, every champion has felt it. Every president has felt it. Every king has felt it. Every lion has felt it. Every winner has felt it. Every soldier has felt it. Every victorious person has felt it. The urge to quit. Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the money for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it, don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
In a world full of hunger, growing up on stomach pains, trying to make it over puddles and avoid the dirty stains of the streets where the rain drinks more than just your pain, and everything you have to lose is everything you have to gain. It's a battle for your mind, for your soul, for your time. Either stay down in the mud or jump back up, get on the grind, trying to catch up in a race when you started from behind. So removed from the lead that you can't even see the line. And the ones who say they love you, the same ones who hold their hand from extending you the kindness that you needed to withstand. The same ones walking blindly with contempt for fellow man. They don't lose a wink of sleep even when they leave you stranded. Fuck them all, just in tall, never mind if you fall. Every hustler takes a L, without those you can't ball. It's a dirty, dirty dance, roll the dice, take that chance. Gotta tighten up your pants to stay a victim of circumstance. Opportunity comes at a glance, get you stepping like a band. Up in school, rap a dance, it don't matter, get your band to the sky up if it takes that to help you feel fly. Who am I to tell you not to when I'd rather see you try? It's a blackout to America, so I'm forced to make these choices. Ramen noodles or the bills while others riding in Rolls Royce. And then claim to be their leaders, whole time ignore their voices. Time to pay us what you owe us, these are just your first invoice. I suggest you pay up quickly, we are not that good at waiting. We have been too fucking patient, US government is Satan. And the victory was ours, you can quit the time wasting and installing, cause it's time Babylon should get to falling. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think by now we all know who the enemy is, right? And we all see who the enemy is, right? You know what I'm saying? Alright, so it's not a person working next to your job. Probably ain't the person that lives down the street from you. Not to say it ain't some weirdos in all these places that need to get addressed, need to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, man. We got a unique situation with my kid, when your kid, when they look back at our generation, what they gonna see? What they gonna see? A whole bunch of coulda, woulda, shoulda ass motherfuckers? Or they gonna look back and say, hey, I'm on my daddy's part of that generation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I come from that. One more thing I've got to mention, if you listen, I hope you listening. We cannot ignore our kitchen, cause it's full of dirty dishes. We need mothers to be mothers, so our children can be children. We need fathers to be fathers, lead them right and give them wisdom, so our dreams can be reality, not just a bunch of wishes. Whether Muslim, Jew, or Christian, don't just talk it, you should live it. So I'm asking you, what would you do if on you this depended? For our dreams to be reality, not just a bunch of wishes. Victory is all.